Welcome to the Tech Matchmaker, the show where contact center challenges meet their perfect tech match. I'm your host, Gina Gibson, and in just 15 minutes, we serve up the smartest, coolest innovations shaking up the contact center industry. Whether you're searching for your next solution or just love staying ahead of the curve, we've got the insights to keep you in the know. Let's dive in and discover what's next. I promise you, it's going to be fun. Hello, everyone. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Dan McCann, the CEO and Chief Learning Officer of SymTrain. Welcome, Dan.
Hey, thanks, Gina. Excited.
Yeah, it's great to have you. It was fun doing the research on you, Dan. I had no idea you were a serial entrepreneur and that this was number 4 for you. So Fortune 5000 awards, 4 Stevies, and back-to-back Georgia Top 40 tech honors. Congratulations. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think it all started when I was getting thrown into the principal's office in 2nd and 3rd grade for selling Jolly Ranchers. I would buy in the grocery store in bulk and then bring them to school and sell them for 10 and 20 cents a pops. My parents were getting called down, and I went home and my dad's like, "Yeah, you're not in trouble, by the way. That's pretty cool. Keep it up. Just figure out how not to get thrown in the principal's office." Ever since then, I think I've been on this entrepreneurial journey.
God, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And you have yet one more new venture coming up. You are starting a podcast called Coach's Corner.
Oh, yeah. Super excited about that. What's really neat is, I'll take the persona of Coach Dan because we're CX coaches. My goal is I wanted to be a coach in high school. And so my goal is to coach people, right? And now I want to coach 1 million CX agents globally. That's my new goal. And so we're going to be talking to all different types of coaches, like sports coaches and culinary coaches and CX coaches too, about developing people and the impact. And it should be a lot of fun.
I love it. We
Thanks.
are so grateful that you're here to join us today. And so, Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, that story was perfect, but something that we might not find on LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah. So not find on LinkedIn is I live in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So I'm about 6 hours from the nearest body of water, but I also own, 9 surfboards, right? So I grew up surfing in New Jersey. It's kind of just stayed in my blood. Now they just became works of art around the house, and they frustrate my wife terribly. She's like, "What are you doing? Right? Get on them and surf them if you're going to do it." But I don't need them as work of arts in the house.
I love it. So, Dan, give us your elevator pitch for SymTrain.
Yeah. So SymTrain's AI coaching, right? And what that's all about is really helping those global CX contact center agents learn how to perform their job and do so faster and better than any of the alternatives, which typically is manual, right? One-on-one role play, phone jacking, roundtables, different nesting periods, and being able to do that in a safe environment. These agents are able to upskill and build their skill sets, but also their confidence at the same time. So they know they're ready to handle any sort of situation or scenario, especially mean customers or tough scenarios or things that might make them defensive personally. They'll test that out and practice in SymTrain. So they're prepared to have more empathy with their customers and not take those things personally. So, that's what SymTrain's all about and AI coaching. So it's an exciting, solution to really make a meaningful impact in someone's life, in their career, and help them, learn how to do their job better is really fun.
I like that. And if somebody was hearing about you for the first time, what would be the one thing you'd want them to take away? Would it be that would be the empathetic learning, or what would you want them to take away?
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody takes a job to fail, right? And so our customers attrit probably about 50% of their teams in every year, right? And we're making huge impacts on retention of those employees because they're connecting faster, they're performing better, and they're aligning better to the company. So they're keeping those jobs longer. It's a major impact for the employers, but having that impact on an employee's life so they can feel comfortable and perform their job better. It's like, that's my favorite part. As a matter of fact, we have a video from a few years ago, one of our larger banks. And one of the things I love every time I see a video, he says, our agents have a genuine appreciation for the fact that we've invested in, SymTraining, and they're able to go practice in their job. And that piece around the genuine appreciation, it really has meaningful impact for me. So I love people taking that away. Gina.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this being your fourth startup, what was the motivator? Like, what solidified your decision to, okay, training is where I want to focus?
Yeah. So a little bit of being an idiot, frustrating the family members. So we had a good thing. I retired at 45, and we had a nice lifestyle. But I had this burning desire. Like I said before, I wanted to be a coach, right? When I was in college, and I wanted to teach and coach, and that was important to me. I set up different like baseball programs in my town, and just to coach kids and such. So when I saw the impact I was making, so I created SymTrain. I was running a small BPO type of contact center. And I was really struggling to get my new hires up to speed and performing effectively. And actually, Gina, I was attriting half of my new hires in the first 6 months. And the funny part is, because I was doing like premium sales appointment setting, I actually for a few years said, well, good, right? The cream of the crop are the ones that stay and the rest go away. And that little piece I was telling you before, I lived that. I kind of created that environment. Like 50%, they didn't take a job with me. They didn't look their family members in the eye and look at their spouse and say, I'm excited to go to work today, and hopefully, I get cut and I lose my job. Like that wasn't the case, but I was doing that to people. And I started to feel really bad about it. And that's what we did. We leaned in on this technology and we made an impact. I took 50% attrition and brought it down to like single digits for those first 6 months. They were performing better and better than my awesome players on the floor. And so I kind of geeked out and I nerded out about the impact. And I'm like, I got to go do this, right? I got to go do this again. So I'll get out of retirement. Actually, honey, I'm going to go grab a lot of our money to go invest in this thing too. So I hope you like AI coaching as much as I do, because this is going to be, the next, 10 or so years of our life. So
Love it. I'm
that
sure
was the
that went
motivation.
over well. Now, are there any unique features or aspects over your competition that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, definitely. So first off, what's really kind of neat is the name of our company is SymTrain, right? So when we started this back in like 2016, 17, and I used it internally for my other company, natural language processing was our AI of the day. So we were able to create a simulated based training application. And over the last few years, when Gen AI and now Agentic AI came out, we've really morphed into AI coaching, right? And what's really neat about that is we've streamlined the creation of content. Right? In many cases, we've made it instant. So we can convert call recordings instantly into coaching exercises. We could take QA data and we can build libraries for our clients. And we can connect to our clients' QA tools, their performance management tools, in their CX stack. It could be an LMS or gamification, even CCAS. So being able to connect to those applications and build that content super fast for very pointed, like targeted exercises for each and every agent, like that's insane. Like we love that. And it's very, very unique to SymTrain on being able to create that content as fast as we do in minutes or seconds or instantly versus having to wait weeks to get this stuff developed.
Well, and how impactful too for the agents, right? Because if something new is popping up, then they can be trained on it right away before the next shift, right? Or during,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine being trained on something that Dan thought was a good idea 7 months ago? It's like, not that interested in that as much as, hey, here's production calls from last week and the areas that our team did well and converted at a really high rate. Let's get everyone performing that at that same capability.
absolutely. Do
Yeah.
you want to share a quick success story from one of your clients with us, Dan?
Well, yeah, there's a lot, but one of the ones we love is an insurance company. They have to respond and stand up a whole bunch of agents for disasters, right? Which is a really tough thing in someone's life. I lost a house, a hurricane hit the coastline, and hundreds, if not thousands, of people are dealing with this catastrophe, and this customer has to stand up like 2,000, 3,000 agents as fast as possible in order to respond to that, right? So we were able to help them take a 72-hour training and onboarding and cut that down to 4, right? Think about that, right? That's insane. That's like an 18x faster speed to delivery. And the best part about it is NPS went up at the same time. And this is NPS with people who like lost their biggest investment in their whole lives. And they're saying, yeah, I would refer these people in this company to other folks, but how they treated me. I love that.
It's incredible. What an incredible story. No kidding. Is there any emerging trends? I mean, everybody's talking AI these days, but is there any emerging trends that you're particularly excited about or preparing your product for?
Yeah, we call it the kind of the learning diamond, right? Versus the learning triangle. And what's really neat with agentic and conversational AI coming into the marketplace right now is what's happening is if you think about how agents typically learned when they weren't using SymTrain, they would provide knowledge and they would take some tier one calls, right? Kind of like go figure it out. Like that was how people learned how to do their job. And even today, Gina, as a lot of training is that way. It's like it's low risk, it's easy calls, good on the floor, go do this. And like Dan, you'll figure it out in 4 to 6 months. You'll be a great agent and we'll promote you. What's kind of neat, we call it the diamond versus the triangle because that middle tier is equally as large today as it was last year, 5 years ago, and 10 years ago. But what's happening is that bottom tier is all eroding away to AI, conversational AI, and agentic. So the training ground is gone. Like it's done. Like I need higher quality agents performing at a much better rate because they're no longer taking tier one. And oh, by the way, I have no way to train them on the job. So what's really cool is this simulation-based training for 6 years was like a nice to have. Like the top companies would invest in it, which was awesome. And it was a fun journey. But now it's no longer a nice to have. If you want an agentic AI strategy to work, you have to have an AI coaching strategy to go along with it, or you're going to fail. You can't get those people to perform at that level because there's no other way, it's a really fun thing for us, given that, a lot of people are like, oh, agentic AI, SymTrain is going to go away. Like, no, it's going to increase and do a lot more of it. So that's been kind of fun.
That's what a great perspective. Great perspective. So to wrap up, Dan, I've always been a fan of James Lipton, so I finish it off with 3 quick rapid fire questions. So
Cool.
What is your favorite word?
Favorite word is awesome.
What is your least favorite word?
Least favorite word is can't.
And what excites you about life the most?
Oh man, the days that end in Y. I love it. Those are my favorite.
I love it. And now, Dan, if somebody wants information on SymTrain and what you guys do, who should they give a call to?
I don't know. If I was looking at SymTrain and AI coaching, I'd probably call Gina Gibson, right? Think forward, reach out to you guys. You have a really good handle on what we're doing and a great resource. You could also reach out to our VP of CX, right? Callie Sarum. And she, you can get her at SymTrain.com or SymTrain.ai, and she'll do a really great job of explaining our solution as well. Not as good as Gina, but close.
Thanks, Dan. I want to thank you so much for sharing your time with us today and your stories. Fantastic. And it's so interesting to hear the impact SymTrain has had on your customers. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for putting this together because we would love to have more folks joining the AI coaching mission as well. So thanks, Gina.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the Tech Matchmaker. I hope today's spotlight sparks some fresh ideas and real solutions for your contact center. Want to dive deeper into the tech we featured? Hit up the show notes for all the links and extras. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if there's a challenge you want us to tackle, don't be shy, reach out. I'll catch you soon with more innovation, more use cases, and more ways to keep your business moving forward. Stay curious, stay bold, and keep exploring what's next.